Hi, my name is Cecil Baumann, and I'm your host as well as the founder of GanzinBewegung. I'm a movement and Alexander technique specialist, passionate about helping individuals enhance their mind-body connection. At GanzinBewegung, we serve holistic thinkers who are eager to improve their overall well-being and understanding of themselves. Our approach emphasizes that true transformation comes from a deep awareness of how we interact with our bodies and our environment. I'm honored to welcome you to today's interview, where we have the privilege of speaking with Munish Nainani, a dedicated medical nutritionist whose inspiring journey has transformed not only his own life but also the lives of many others seeking better health. Before we dive into our conversation with Munish, let's take a moment to reflect on the importance of the interconnected aspects of well being that we both embody, namely the mind body connection. The Ganz in Bewegung system we developed encompasses 7 defining components of being human: movement, body, awareness, our surroundings, personal experiences, emotions, thought processes, and breathing. These elements are all interconnected, creating a holistic framework that influences how we live and interact with the world around us. Munish Nainani is a medical nutritionist whose personal journey through chronic pain has transformed not only his life but also the lives of many others. Munish's story began with a struggle that many can relate to, facing debilitating health issues that left him feeling helpless and isolated. In his quest for relief, he navigated through conventional medicine, only to find that the solutions offered did not align with his desire for a sustainable, long term resolution. Frustrated by the lack of progress and driven by a determination to reclaim his health, Munish embarked on a remarkable journey into the world of nutrition, defying skepticisms from friends and healthcare professionals alike. He began to study the profound effects of diet on well being. Through countless hours of research and exploration into nutrition science, he unearthed the incredible healing power that proper dietary choices can offer. Recognizing that each person is biochemically unique, Munish dedicated himself to learning what truly works for him and ultimately what could work for others. His quest led him to enroll in multiple institutions where he honed his knowledge in nutrition and biochemistry, earning qualifications as a medical nutritionist. With guidance from esteemed professionals in the field, he gained invaluable insights that shaped his approach to health and wellness. Today, Munish stands before us not just as a survivor of chronic pain, but as a beacon of hope and knowledge for those seeking a natural path to improved health. His mission is clear: to empower individuals to restore their vitality and well being through informed nutritional choices. Join us as Munish shares his inspiring story, the challenges he faced along the way, and how he now dedicates his life to helping others embark on their own journeys towards better health. So, without further ado, let's bring Munish into the conversation and learn from his wealth of knowledge and experience. Welcome, Munish Nainani.
Hello,
Hello.
Cecile. Baumann. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's great to have you. Let's dive
Great to
right
be
in.
here
I
as
have so
well.
many questions.
Oh, lovely.
I hope you're well and all is going great.
Oh, yes, of course.
Good.
Always, always, yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Munish, your journey into nutrition began with a personal struggle. Can you share what pivotal moment made you realize that a different approach was necessary for your health?
Yeah, this dates back 4 years, or probably, yeah, around 4 years. I did study nutrition before that, but I was involved in certain other things, and I was not really, it was there in my mind, but not practicing at that time. Practicing, but not so seriously, actually. And then I was traveling one night, and I was traveling after this vaccination, which I took, and uh, I woke up in the morning in my hotel room thinking I wouldn't make it. It was kind of tough pain. Yeah, I mean, you wake up, your muscles don't move, your hands not moving. It was a pain you can't imagine. It was something uh, tough, very very tough. It's difficult to say because I was not able to move at all. I mean, I thought, I don't want to die in Poland. I
Yes.
want to be home. It was very strange. So I had to go to the toilet and kind of gave myself some warm water so the fingers started to move. And I knew I could be alive.
Oh,
And then, so the journey is long, so I will cut it short to how it went forward. So this went on with several visits to several doctors and many tests, which took 6 months. So I was at the doctor's clinic probably every week or 10 days
right.
for some test or um, I don't even know how to say because this memory is so difficult one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a struggle which has no end. And in my work, I had to travel a lot, and it was difficult. I remember once when I had to go to Dubai for a business trip, and I was given in a day 6 painkillers per day
Whoa.
just to kind of see me through, yeah. And and these are very strong painkillers, which I know now how they react. And in the end, when I went back, so it was diagnosed that it developed into an autoimmune issue, which many of us have it. And I had to take a lifetime medication. Yeah. So, and this lifetime medication could be, so in the end, the pain would not go down if the medication is not taken. And I know the pain was tremendous in the way that I couldn't even open the bottle of water. So now you see my hands are moving without any problem. But those days I can't even like I can't. It's difficult to say, but my fingers wouldn't move more than that. So it was tough. And when the water bottle I can't open, that was very challenging because so it was really difficult. And I was not ready to take the medicines because there were very strong side effects in that. And I have a friend of mine, he's a nutrition scientist, and I've studied nutrition myself, but it has limitations what they teach you in the school. These are basically, diet plans and these regular ones where people want to
Mm-hmm.
lose 10 kilos or
Mm-hmm. So the
15 kilos,
basics.
the basics, yeah. So you still get the degree diploma, but you learn this for a year, which was not enough to get me out of this problem. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I have a friend who's a nutrition scientist, and he's actually a professor who teaches to. His name is Igor, and he teaches to a lot of doctors as well. So he kind of guided me a little bit, and I started the path, and I was refusing to take any medications, and the doctors keep pressurizing, not pressurizing, they wanted to get me out of the pain as well, but in their way, so
Yeah.
but I didn't want to be dependent on them for rest of my life. So they were nice and kind, but I didn't want to go in that path. And
Yeah.
when I started my journey with nutrition and the right supplements, my pain reduced in 2 weeks.
Whoa.
In two
Already.
weeks, yeah. Yeah, yeah, in 2 weeks. And then over 6 months, I was pain free. So from chronic pain to pain free in 6 months and zero medicines.
Wow.
This gave me a kind of a new perspective of this is possible. And I went to a couple of more courses which I did and studied on this subject more. And I even studied with a lady who has been a nutritionist, a medical nutritionist for the last 30 to 40 years. And she went me through the journey as a medical nutritionist, where you you go as a kind of you go through the chronic problems like sugar issues or pains, headaches, stress, whatever, it like particular subjects. And then I went through more and more books which are on this. So I studied more than 300 books on the subject. So, for example, we tell people when they come to us, take magnesium, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody knows what's magnesium, but the function of magnesium we all know is uh, muscle pain. But I read a book on this which is 700 pages. So it has the complete biochemistry of where exactly the thing, all this in details which I did. So yes, the
Mm-hmm.
journey was great, and where I came out of the pain without any medication. So it was purely with nutrition and food, and this is how it all started. Yes.
Wow. Yeah, and I think it's helpful. It sounds like it's something with the nerves, the nervous system also, if you can't move. So it affected the nerves also or not? It's
It is basically chronic pain because of autoimmune problems. So
okay.
it's more of a rheumatoid arthritis, which they had detected,
So
which
inflammations happening.
inflammation, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But according to science, it is not treatable, and you live with the pain rest of the life.
Yes.
And then since 4 years, I'm pain free. So people who saw me 4 years ago, they know that I was not able to move. I was suffering a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and here I am, pain free with zero medicines.
Ah,
Yes.
that's amazing. That's really amazing.
So this is where it all started, and then I realized there are millions of people in this planet who are living
Mhm,
with pains, and uh, and this is not supposed to happen. I mean, I wanted
mhm.
to give back because I realized that in these 6 months, living with pain is really really bad. It's really not a quality of life. We can have a life where we live till 100 with pain, or 80 without pain. I mean, it has to be a quality of life. That's more important.
Yeah, and it needs really this know-how. I mean, you emphasize the idea that one size does not fit all. How do you
Yes.
tailor nutritional advice for individuals, considering their
uh,
unique biomechanical makeup?
I have studied biochemistry as well. I have done a deep study on that, and I have realized that two people can come with the same problem. For example, migraine, or people who have acid reflux, and in or let's say shoulder pain. Yeah, you come with a shoulder pain, and in the in the in medicine we would go and x-ray the shoulder. If you don't find something there, you get brufen, and that's it. You kind
Mm-hmm.
of, that's move on with that. And I try to go through where each pain, each problem is only a symptom which the
Yeah.
body is sending you. The shoulder pain is only a symptom, migraine is only a symptom, acid reflux is a symptom. From somewhere it is coming, so you need to go to the source. I try to see what they eat. I try to see if it's coming from stress. So it's very difficult for me to say for people. Even the doctors, they ask me, how do you know? I mean, they are stunned. I mean, the the family of doctors are coming to me. This is for me the great thing, that they
Yes,
are they are
yes.
coming and when they come to me and they say, I have this pain, I try to see where the things are going wrong. I go to the history of the people right from they are born. Like somewhere, could be a childhood trauma, could be something they ate that time. uh, it could be anything. It's really very difficult to judge if a migraine pain for one person is different than migraine pain for others. So I have to go to the history, whether it's from the food or the stress or the sleep, or so. It's really difficult. So that's why I have my time with the patients, where I talk to them for an hour at least, or I see them for an hour if they are coming in my clinic. And then and this is the way I could figure out. And usually people get better in the 3 to 4 months, even for pains they have had for 17, 18 years. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the basics,
Yes.
what you nurture.
I get the input from my patients where they tell
Yeah.
me, it's not that I just ask them what you have. It's migraine, okay, take brufen and it's done,
Mm-hmm.
or take another tablet. No, no, I want to see which is the trigger for them. And sometimes they have to find the trigger, give me the feedback, and then we work together for a few months to find the trigger. And once the trigger is solved, the pain is solved. But it can be for X. different and Y different and Z different, because his trigger might be food and the other person might be stress and the third person might be sleep. So it's really difficult, even if they all three have migraines, it's completely different for
Mm-hmm.
each one of them.
Yeah. And that's
Yes.
that's always different and difficult when we go with a holistic view and
Yeah,
look on the people. It's like like a detective finding who is where is going wrong. So it's a great work you're doing. But many people have emotional attachments to food. How do you help clients navigate their emotions surrounding eating,
I
especially those struggling with unhealthy habits? So when
it's a very good question. Uh, I will go back to the time when I studied nutrition. Yeah,
hmm
when I studied nutrition, I was taught that to solve to solve a problem of somebody, you make a table in the chart. So they start the morning with 9:30, they eat this and calculate each and every calories. 11:30 this, 12, whatever, we just go through the timing and portions and the size. So basically calorie count or whatever. So most of the problems to solve like this. I realized it's impossible. Yeah. So people
yeah.
go crazy. Yeah. I mean, you love food, you have to eat it. So um, I go with their own diet, which they like. So, for example, you want to eat yogurt in the morning, go for it. You want to have bread in the morning, I will explain you if you don't need the bread, why you should skip it for a month or two. I never tell them to change the habit forever. Yeah. My idea is our body is trained. Our body is very smart. We don't have to do anything. This I actually learned from myself. I mean, I used to love bread and I left bread and I don't miss it. So if I can change, anybody can change. I mean, I'm a person who thought I can never live without bread. And so I knew from my experience that, so I trained the person and tell them, look, I mean, let's do this together for a few months and see how it goes. If you feel the change, we do it. If you don't feel the change, eat what you like. And
hmm
believe me, I can guarantee you that if a person is going through chronic problems, it can be a pain, a sleep issue, a depression, or whatever. And if they start feeling better, if they get the life back, they will see that thing as poison.
Yes.
It's
And they
no
don't
more
like it
emotion.
anymore.
They don't like it anymore because then they will train other people what is wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
It
hmm
works. It works. Um, you just have to make them understand why you're doing it. You
Yes.
don't have to force on them. You don't have to give them these fancy charts which we find in the schools. Uh, they will never do it. They will never do it. It never works.
hmm Yeah, and probably it's not the problem of what you eat, but the
Yes.
stress you're in. As you said, sometimes it's
It
not
is.
even the food, the problem.
It's sometimes, yeah, I
Or not.
find these patients who are eating everything all right and
hmm
still having the problems.
Yes.
And sometimes it's the food and they are emotionally connected to the food. And I know that one of these problems is they don't have to change everything what they eat.
Yeah.
Everybody today has the knowledge that sugar is not good for you, gluten is not good for you. Everybody knows it. They don't need me for that. They don't need any nutritionist for that, but they just need a guidance of where we can guide them. They need a guidance. It's kind of,
hmm
okay, just one portion I'm taking away from you, the rest you take easily as much as you want. So
hmm
eat more fruits, eat more salads, just guiding them through. And then what we don't understand is also the right amount of supplements that you need to replace which you don't
Yeah.
get from food, which changes everything.
hmm
If you don't take magnesium, you will have a problem. If you don't take zinc, you will have a problem. If you don't take D3, you will have a problem. So I need to, somewhere fix in what they are missing, and it works.
Great. How do you incorporate physical movement into your nutritional counseling? Or in your opinion, how does nutrition complement physical activity for overall health?
It's
That's
very,
great.
very important. And this is probably the reason why you will see a lot of younger people getting more sick these days. Uh, you would never ever see this. It would be not sick as per se, but they feel low, they feel not very energetic because I remember when we were young, the playgrounds were full of people playing soccer or badminton, which is not happening anymore. You can see the parks empty, people are on their phones, and so the movement is a must. To get
Yeah.
people to walk 30 minutes is like a challenge. I mean, uh, it used to be a punishment. Used to be earlier days. uh, a person, a child will not go out, that's a punishment. But if you
Mm-hmm.
tell a child not go out, now they are happy, so they can sit home and play on the phone. It's like, wow, that's a punishment. No. So and I remember, until I was 30, I had not a single problem because I was
Mm-hmm.
in sports all the time. I was playing sports a lot, and I think all of us. I don't remember anybody having any depression issue or any taking counseling or whatever. And we were working 16 hours a day, 14 hours a day, and I still had energy next morning, that evening, to go and party. And I could wake up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and still I was fit. Huh? So yes, without physical movement, it's impossible. It's impossible. So I would also be collaborating with, kind of the the idea for my movement is also that the people I join with the right synergy people, like somebody who does the right yoga course, or or some nutrition companies who are also persons who are involved in movement things. So we collaborate together and we give a good quality of life to our patients. I mean, this is the idea that they take the expertise and work with them. Yes, movement is a must.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And also posture. I
Exactly.
think
Yeah, it's
that's
very important.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned the importance of one's environment in making healthier choices. Can you provide practical tips for creating a supportive environment that promotes good nutrition?
Uh, yeah, this environment helps in a way where the people we are around, or if you're around people who smoke, you will sometimes start smoking.
Hmm.
If you are with people who drink a lot, you will drink a lot. So if you want to be healthy, I do think it matters that the right people you move around with, and no matter how good you eat, if you are constantly surrounded with 10 smokers, you will at one point smoke as well. I remember me smoking my first cigarette because my friends were all smokers. I don't smoke anymore, but it started like that. And I know most of them start like this. So and also, being in the nature, calms you down. And you, even though people who live in cities have little nature, but there is always parks, rivers, even if 30 minutes, 1 hour walk there, where the environment is calming you down, no matter how stressed you are during the day, you will come down. And in the end, your home is your peace. Huh? You should
Hmm.
make your home big or small, with some greenery, green, or it should be like your yoga retreat. You don't have to go to a retreat, make your home. That's it will make you good.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we
true.
can't change the work, we can't change our colleagues. We need the money to pay the bills. But
Hmm.
the home is where we are 16 hours a day, and this is where, if not 16, at least, you know, half the day, and you feel good, you will be fine.
Yeah, and also, everybody eats for themselves. You have your
Yeah.
sandwich by the go where you go from here to there, or you eat in your room quickly or besides the
Yeah.
computer. I mean, this is not a healthy way of eating. It's not
No, it's
cultivating,
not.
eating together. I mean, before we cook together, we eat together. It was a community building activity, or I think this is the loneliness is also one part of our society that can make
Yeah,
us
it's a big
sick.
problem. Yeah. We
Yeah.
forgot how to eat with people together.
Yeah, yeah. So
We go to the kiosk, pick up a sandwich, and we are done. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's just it's probably, yeah, one part we can change in the
Yeah,
future.
we should. I try to tell people, go meet your parents, go meet your siblings, go meet your friends. And if they say no, my parents talk a lot. No, just listen to them. I mean, go speak to your husbands, wives, whatever. Talk. Have a pet.
Yeah, yeah, it's really, people also don't know how to talk to each other anymore.
No, they don't.
It's
Yeah,
really,
I
it's
go
also
in
a
a restaurant and I
communication
see that
problem.
people are on the phone, two people sitting next to each other on the phone, which makes me wonder, why are you here?
Yes, yes, it's somehow a strange area of time
Yeah,
where
I
we all
know.
get disconnected and only connect to the phone and to the
Yeah,
computer,
I try
not to
to I
people.
try to explain the people who come to me, uh, how you can create a healthy environment. I try to understand their eating habits, with whom you are eating, and with whether they go in the nature or whether they are just sitting alone. So I kind of guide them in this way as well. I can't change everything with food. It has to be also the mind connection. Where you are. Um, connected to your people around, and when you talk to somebody, you feel so much better. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Could you share a particularly inspiring success story from your work with clients that illustrates the impact of nutrition on someone's quality of life?
I have a few, but I'll tell you the very extreme ones.
Mhm.
I work in a clinic with medical doctors who are, who saw my work, and we work together. So I always believe, medicine and nutrition is also together in the end.
Yeah.
So I had one patient recently, and she came with a pain perfectly. She's slim. There's nothing wrong. No weight issues, and she had chronic back pain, chronic knee pain, and she says, I'm fed up of meeting doctors who say I'm slim, I should be fit, but I have the pain and I feel the pain. And it was really like chronic. I mean, where you can't sit properly, or the
Mhm.
knees are hurting. Uh, so I said, no problem. I don't promise you anything. We start our journey together. I saw where she was making her mistakes. I eradicated the food that was causing her the problems. I gave her the input of which new food she has to incorporate in the diet, and I'm very happily uh, for her that she is now pain free in 5 months. She also
Wow.
had sleep issues where she would sleep at 10 p.m. and wake up at 2 a.m. and then can't sleep, and
Mhm.
that is also solved. Yeah, and then the other case I had was one lady who came to me, and she had Achilles pain on the foot, very bad. And she said, I can't even move. She has to work, and she has to get operated. And I said, yeah, before operation is good if you have accident or something. The medicine is amazing thing.
Mhm.
But let's try. I said, let's try to see if we can solve it. Operation is always an option. If you want to, you know, change something, you can anyway get operated. Let's work together. And this happened in November last year. And now it's we are in June, and she is not operated, and she has no pain. So that's the other thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
then I had also a person recently who came with a very bad sleep issue, who could only sleep couple of hours, and and it was affecting his quality of life because he has to work in the morning, a business guy, and he says, no, I can't work like this, and I actually figured out that his sleep issue, he was taking melatonin, which is for sleep, and it didn't help. He took sleeping pills, it didn't help. And I figured out his problem was coming from his stomach. And once his stomach was solved, his sleep was gone. He can sleep 8 hours now. He plays football again, and he actually is a business owner, and he wanted his old staff to come to me and work with me, because in the end, with so many issues in work, he doesn't want the staff. He wants the staff to feel great, and he says he feels 10 years younger as well. So
No, that's fantastic, and it's great for our next question. In the
Yeah.
context of corporate nutrition, what common challenges do you see employees face when trying to maintain healthy eating habits at work?
Yes, this is a big problem. And this is I'm trying to find a way to these owners who have you know I want to invite these owners to get the people a Christmas present as good nutrition instead of these fancy dinners or
Hmm.
or a trip somewhere. In the end, it adds. They need knowledge of why they are having so many sick leaves these days. Yeah, why people are having stress issues and they can't come to work, or it starts with the canteen of any big company. You go and see what they have. You will see. It starts from. I want to go in the canteen and tell them, instead of putting Coca-Cola there or Fanta, you put green juices, for example.
Hmm.
And I want to tell them the formulas that will give them the energy for rest of the evening. Yeah. And instead of putting coffee, you also put a good green tea, which is also healthy for you. And add more salads, and there is no harm in coming and speaking to the chef of this canteen uh, of why you should add what and how it does the. And I also don't mind a seminar once every year for a week or two. I mean, even a day, to go to everybody and ask their questions and see where I could help them. And if I can, if it will add productivity to the work, and eventually you have people who are even, you know, go and see on the road at 5 o'clock or 4:30, and you see how much traffic is there. I mean, people want to rush to home, and I want to make people feel great with energy that they even continue working till 6 or 7 till you should start loving your work. When you feel great, you will start loving your work. It all
Hmm.
comes from here. It's not that people don't want to work. You just need to guide them to right health, and it's great. It helps the companies, it helps the employees, everybody.
Yeah, yeah, and that's guiding me to the next question. What mindset shifts do you believe are essential for individuals or organizations looking to prioritize health through nutrition?
This is very important, actually. Not many have looked into it, but this person who I treated, uh, he actually wanted the extra magnesiums for his staff. He says, I'm going to take it for my staff so they feel motivated. And he actually took it, and the staff he feels they are more happy, they
Mm.
seem happier. It's just a simple thing, and uh, the, 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 the CEOs have to understand the targets for the employees are not just based on salaries. It is also giving them the health back in the end. What is stressing them out? There should be a time, like we work 1 year. I mean, give them 1 week of good quality, like retreat or whatever, where they have time, uh, where they know which food is right for them, because it's individually tailored. So they will be blessed, to have these right things coming to them, which nutrition is missing in their diet, or what can they do to change their stress levels. Or I'm not a psychologist, but in the end, uh, if you give them the right nutrients, you don't need a psychologist, because you are faced, your stress goes down anyway. I mean, the stress comes from, because your body doesn't. For everybody to be functionally perfect, you need the right macronutrients and micronutrients. Once the body doesn't get it, the body reacts in a strange way. You get pain, you get sleep issues, you get stress, anything. But if your body
Right.
has not got these things, it could be also no movement or whatever. But somebody has to guide them. And we all know that. We can Google it, but we can Google it for 10,000 pages, but we need somebody to guide us there. And this is what I think is very, very important for the owners to understand, that getting the person fit should be their priority. It is only 1 week a year. which will give them 51 productive weeks in a year, So just invest
Yeah.
that 1 week in their health.
Yeah, and then probably, they take it over in the canteen and also
Exactly.
provide better food because they now know how to cook, how to what to look at, that they really
Even the drink,
nurture the,
I mean,
the
instead of
employees.
putting Coca-Cola or Fanta, I mean,
Yes.
I'm nothing against them, but it's everywhere on internet that you should not have
Yeah.
it. But it's still there in the canteen.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't because people want to have it. They need it
Exactly.
because the body tells them, I need sugar because something is missing.
But
So
the
it's
problem is that the body is asking you. The body is a smart body, yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
if the body doesn't get its macronutrients and micronutrients, the body
Hmm.
is not going to talk to you and say, "Oh, listen, I'm missing one broccoli." It will not talk to you like that. The body
No.
is going to give you a hunger signal, and you see the cola in the canteen. You pick up a cola, you take sugar, and it gives you dopamine hike, and you feel good. But that's
Hmm.
not the case. It's not needed. So if you have a green juice there, you drink a green juice and it's rest of the evening very good. So in the end, when the body gets what it needs, it stops, the hunger stops. The Coca-Cola you drink will be fine for 5, 10 minutes, but the sugar craving will be even more. You feel more tired.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, our bodies cannot give direct signal. Okay, bring me a broccoli. Yeah. So we
No.
kind of have to get the guidance, and yeah,
Yeah.
we are here for the people, but they just have to ask.
Yeah, but I love the way you look at it, that if you would offer healthier foods, people will see it and people will
Yes.
buy different foods. The habit change can be much easier, much faster, because
Yeah.
otherwise they have to go to the Coop or Migros to get their Coca-Cola. It's more time they lose, so they choose
There is
the
also a
green tea.
problem. I've realized when I see my patients, I tell them the green juice is good for you. They all know that. Even personally, I can tell you that just to go and make a juice is only a 10-minute job, but it doesn't happen. Yeah. So just give them that juice instead of cola. They will even pay for it, but
Yeah.
just put it there for them.
Yes. Yes. But you have to know it. Great.
Yes.
So let's come to sports. Athletes often have unique nutritional needs. How do you tailor your approach when working with clients involved in competitive sports?
They have very good needs for nutrition, of course. Uh, I tell them of what exactly is needed. In the end, a lot of athletes don't know. For example, they do know also, but not many of them. They realize that when they do extreme sports, they lose a lot of salts. Minerals, for example.
Mm.
When you sweat a lot, you kind of lose these minerals, and you have to replace them to feel great. Like simple thing like, uh, you know, giving you electrolyte in the middle of halftime in a soccer game, a right electrolyte, it already boosts your second half, for example. Or, uh, you know, when you're when you do a lot of sports and you don't replace it with the right minerals or whatever your body needs, you actually kind of pressurize. You must have heard recently that a lot of these heavy sports trainers are facing heart attacks or whatever. But this is it's nothing to do with sports. It's just that when you sweat a lot, you lose your minerals, and if you don't have enough minerals, it affects your heart, and then this is how it happens. So
Mhm.
it's very, very important that you replace that with the right amount and the right place, uh, with the right nutrition. Yes.
Yeah, there are so many people going to the gym five,
Yeah.
6 times a week and don't know anything about the body and the nutrition. And I think it's almost it's dangerous actually.
It is very dangerous. They do take their whey protein.
Yes.
They do take, for example, creatine, which they know, but they don't understand why they also need the right potassium, sodium, magnesium, and why it needs to be increased for them.
Yes. And they have also, nowadays with the social media, they get advice like now you have to eat a lot of fat and then you can transform it to muscle. And then you
Yeah,
shouldn't eat anything anymore because then you get better, nice, defined muscles. And, they get crazy. First they get like this and then they get like this and then they miss a lot of stuff in their body and they die early.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, this is
Crazy.
something I would also like to, I'm going to the sports club also to get them to the importance. It actually increases the performance.
Yes.
The patient I got recently, and he had a soccer match, and he came to me and he said, I have a soccer match. What should I do? I gave him just three electrolytes, which are very good quality, just one sachet. I told him take one before the game, one in the middle of the game, and see how you feel, and one after the game. And he says, I never had such a fantastic game in the last 10 years, for example, And he was,
Great.
it's a simple thing, I mean, he said, I've been working with so many trainers and nobody ever told me that, I mean, uh, that, instead of just plain water, you just mix this in the bottle and it's fantastic. It's just glass of water with the right electrolyte, which has no sugar at all. And it went fantastic for him. Absolutely great.
Yeah, just give your body what it needs. We just
Exactly.
have
Yeah.
to know what the hell does the body need.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, for someone just starting their journey into healthier eating, what are some simple steps they can take to begin making meaningful changes?
Firstly, find the right mentor. Uh, it can be anybody you trust. It's fine. I would say the problem is they would want to go and find everything on Google, which is too much sometimes. A person A wants to guide you for I don't know what, and person B says the opposite, that you can't have this and you can have this, and they're lost. For example, we all know that magnesium is great, but there are 20 types of magnesium, and whether you take it in the morning or the night, so they are overwhelmed. And cutting, everybody tells them no need to eat sugar, somebody tells them no need to eat bread, the other person says milk is bad. Then there is, in salads there are parasites, and then in the fruits there are parasites. So basically, what does a person eat? So uh, go with somebody who can guide you there. Invest some time, a little bit money. uh, it will help you for rest of your life. In the end, the only thing that you own is your body. Yeah? This house, these cars are of no worth if you don't have a good body to work on. I mean, in the end, you need to be fit to enjoy this beautiful house you live in, or the car you have, or the whatever. All these are all materialistic things, but in the end, all that matters is that you are healthy and you are fine. Yeah. So find somebody right. When you start a journey, at least start. That's the first thing you do. Start that you're doing something wrong. But I've seen people who are starting and they come to me. uh, they eat sugar, and I think in today's world every single person knows that sugar is bad, but sugar is everywhere and they still eat it. So you do need somebody. uh, find a right guide for yourself and do it. There are so many people who are ready to help, but if you don't go, nobody will help. That's the problem.
And it's, sometimes it's, as you said, we are all individuals,
Hmm.
individual biomechanics,
Yeah.
chemistry.
Biochemistry, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, genau. And that's it. If I come to you, you tell me for my biochemistry what is good for me and not
Exactly.
for my husband, because I'm a woman. I have
Yeah.
these cycles, and a lot of
Exactly, yeah.
other stuff going on in my body differently than probably a man, I
Exactly.
think.
So
And
you have your own hormones, and the man has his own hormones, or you have
yes,
your own issues. I mean, I connect the dots on different ways. I mean, somebody
yes.
has a pain in stomach coming, and it could be any reason. So
Hmm.
there are always 5 6 symptoms the body sends you. So uh, when they say I have stomach problem and they don't tell me that they also have a hair loss, and I have to ask them, they say, yeah, but I thought hair loss is normal. No, hair loss is not normal. If it's coming together with this, then I connect the dots that what exactly is causing you the problem.
Yeah.
So that's why you need to go to a person who understands this thing, so they can guide you from the right place. And in the end, a person will only do the journey when they see success.
Yes.
If a person is starting this healthy journey, they start from Dr. Google, and the Dr. Google gives them the answer, and in the end they don't see the results, they think it's bullshit. Yeah. But in the end, you need to go to a person who understands. He has studied this biochemistry to help you, and he guides you, and then yes, you feel better. Only then you will realize, yes, it actually works.
Yes.
In the and then you go ahead on your own. It becomes a habit, and the habit will never go.
Yeah, and it's faster, it's much faster than you looking for whatever
Yes,
is
yes, of course, of
whoever,
course.
and
It's
you
faster.
just have to find one person and then stick with it to see a result. And typically, how long does it take to get some benefits out of a change, nutrition
I
change?
have seen in my experience within a month or two, people will feel better.
I mean, this is something, it's worth investing.
Yes, and
And
it's worth it because in the end, it depends on the person if they only want to do it for their own healthy benefit, if they have an issue with chronic problems or whatever, But you
Mhm.
already see getting better slowly, slowly, a few percent. I mean, it's not gonna happen like medicine where you take a pill and you don't feel the pain, but the pain comes back in 8 hours. It's not
Yes.
magic.
Mm-mm.
But the only thing the medicine will do, the painkiller is suppress the pain that you don't get the signals on the brain. But in the end, the source of the pain is still there. So after the medicine is subsiding, the pain will come back,
Yeah.
and so you keep taking it. Now, I have a question: how many people do you know who take a blood pressure medicine and have stopped it?
I think it's dangerous or
You
not.
it, that's what I'm saying. So this is what it is, right? That it's dangerous. Now I'll tell you in my story. Once I started this pain issue, I used to take two blood pressure medicines, one in the morning, one in the evening, and at the moment I'm on none since 4 years,
Hmm.
and it works. And this is with
Yeah.
the permission of a doctor. So
Okay.
and the doctor has monitored it, and because it's all connected, the blood pressure comes for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take this pill, you have to take it for rest of your life for blood pressure suppression to make it low. But the source from where it is coming, you have not solved. And if you go on that source, you will solve not only that, but you will also solve your other issues. You could have had sleep issues. You could have any other issue. For example, you have diabetes. Diabetes 2, I'm not talking about one. One is a bit complex, but 90% of the human population have diabetes 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we all know it comes from sugar. We don't eat sugar. We take medicines for the rest of the life. Have you ever seen somebody on the same dose for the rest of the life? If he's taking 30 years diabetes medicine, the dose always goes up.
Yes.
And the psychology of us, the body knows how to cure itself. The body knows it. So once you start giving the pill, the body forgets its function because it is getting the outside support. So what I try to help them is, I'm not saying the medicines are bad. The medicines are fantastic to help people come out of the mess. But
Yeah.
later on, they have to train their body uh, to understand how you get out of this mess. It is not
Mm-hmm.
just stopping sugar which will help. A lot of stress is connected to diabetes as well. For example, if you have a lot of stress, the body is producing high cortisol, and cortisol is sugar. So in the end, it connects to, the liver makes your sugar, and then it all gets messed up from that. So you see anybody with high stress, they will have a big stomach with even though they eat all healthy, in the end, because it is costing, it creates sugar on your own. So the body is creating
Mm-hmm.
sugar so they can so it has to be all balanced, and this is where we help and see there are foods which help to uh, lower your stress level as well. It is
Yeah.
so much science behind it. It's so much. I've read 300 books on this, on each and every subject. It's not so easy, but
Yeah.
yes, I'm here to help people who want to get solved the problem.
Yeah. And it's such a pity that we are not further with all those knowledge, that we still get sugar everywhere, even though
Yes.
we know since years and years that it's the habit change. Huh? They don't want to change a habit. So you offer a free introductory call to potential clients. What can
Yes.
they expect during this initial conversation, and how can it help them on their journey towards better health?
What I do is the first call that anybody has with me is free. There is no charge. So they can call, on WhatsApp or email me and tell me their problems. I will listen to Trace on a call, and I can explain them of how I can benefit them and how the process of how it is. For example, if somebody is coming to lower their cholesterol or stress or sleep issue, I will see what are the other problems they have, whether it is only food related or work related, or if they have the right balance of diet or not, or if they are missing some vitamins. I will go through the whole process and guide them that a few things that they can correct itself already, which are the major obstacles, which I feel, or if they need some blood tests to be done,
Mm-hmm.
and see if they have any deficiencies somewhere. And I can tell them the time frame of where they can feel growing better and how I can guide them in their journey to come out of these problems. And if they can, I mean, in the end, they have to agree to this and be a part of this. I can't do this alone. So they have to be ready to go through the journey together, where I will guide them and take them to their goal of whatever they want, whether it is stress, sleep, uh, pain, or anything. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's fantastic. To wrap up our discussion, if there's one key message or takeaway you would like to leave our audience with regarding their health journey through nutrition, what would it be?
Start. Start
Start!
somewhere.
I love it.
Isn't it the most difficult thing to do? I had so many people who I can say, let's do this. Yeah. They say, no, you know what? Christmas is coming. Let me
Yeah.
have the food for 2 weeks and then I will start. And I asked them in March, have you started? Oh, no, many things came up in between. I had the corporate dinners, I had family issues, I had stress. I never started. Start, start.
Mhm.
Don't wait.
Yeah, and I mean, you can start with something little and it will make
Yes.
a big difference, right?
Exactly. I mean, start your journey. Start.
Mhm.
It's your health. It's your body.
Yeah, and we
All these
always
things
get
can wait.
older, you know.
Everything will wait, but not your health. I mean, when you're healthy, everything looks beautiful. You can enjoy nature, enjoy great food. Absolutely. I mean, just start. Don't wait.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and you get older, healthier because
Yes.
the habit will produce healthier habits, and you get older and having not the pain issues from bad nutrition, bad
I had a
habits.
lot of patients come to me who are in their 50s and 60s, or even early 40s or late 40s, and they took it for granted. I don't know who told them, must be whoever. I'm not blaming anybody, or it could be family, or it could be their. So they come to me and they say, oh, I'm not sleeping well, I have pain issues. This is my age. I'm aging. They accept it as a part of their problem. But uh, what they don't understand is this is not age. You have to be feeling fit till you are alive. Of course, age slows us down. For example, the body will not produce CoQ10 as it did before. The body will not make enough collagen like it did before, but we have beautiful supplements to replace it. We have right food to take care of it. And, they take medications and they think it's part of their life. But you don't understand, if you take a cholesterol medicine, it will reduce your CoQ10, and CoQ10 is important for functioning of heart and antioxidant. So you just have to replace it with this, and it functions fine. So you don't blame it on the age. You can age healthy. You can live great till you are alive. When you are 80, you should run a marathon. That's my
Wow.
goal.
And there are people doing this.
Yes, there are people doing this. I'll tell you honestly, since I started this journey, I can say the pain was a blessing for me, because I wouldn't have gone in this journey where I am today. um, I I have really realized that I feel more fitter than I was 20 years ago.
Wow. Yeah.
and it works. It actually works. So this is how it changes everything. You don't have to feel that you are aging, and this is you don't have to accept it. Sorry.
No, 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 it's really true. I think we can all learn more and more and get help. I think it's really something people have to realize that they don't know everything, even
Yes. No.
though
No.
Google tells you everything. It's not, then you need a specialist. If you want to
You need
change,
to. There are people there to help you. Just go out
yes,
there and ask
yes.
them. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we also, what I did is basically also to help people. This is what I realized. My whole journey, I could have just done this nutrition thing with the diet plans, and you know, I don't have to go through every single book and read a magnesium book for 700 pages, or a B12 book for even the oil. There is a book on oil. This is, I actually have it here. I'll show you. Which says, this is the book. This is the whole book of what a bad oil can do for you. All this reading is not easy, and it gives
No.
you the chemistry, and just having a wrong oil can give you all the problems. So this is
Wow.
the kind of books I go through it, and like the pain relief secret of how uh, the body overcomes chronic pains and all. So it takes a lot of time, but I have to connect the dots and solve the problem of my patients, and
Yeah,
this
and
is where I do it.
the good thing is I don't have to study all those books and all those studies, and
Exactly.
you can get help without
Yes.
knowing everything, and that's really a shortcut, and it's fantastic. I love that you do this and that you shared with us today all your insights and your knowledge. It was a great pleasure having you, Munish.
It was
Thank you
lovely
so
to be here as
much.
well, and thank you very much.
It's clear that Munish's holistic approach, which incorporates the interconnected aspects of nutrition, movement, emotion, and environment, is not only about individual healing, but also about fostering supportive community for lasting health. We've learned so much about how each of us can embark on our path towards wellness, whether through personalized nutrition, counseling, or cultivating healthier habits within our workplaces. For those intrigued by what Munish has shared, I encourage you to take advantage of his offer for a free introductory call. It's a wonderful opportunity to explore how his tailored approach can support your health journey. Thank you all for joining us today. Remember, each step you take towards better nutrition is a step towards a healthier, more fulfilling life. Be sure to connect with Munish on his platform and stay tuned for more inspiring stories and expert insights in our upcoming episodes. All the interviews will be available on our YouTube channel. And until next time, take care and nourish yourself mindfully. Now.